All right, everyone, grab your popcorn because 2026 just kicked the door down and Apple is already making moves. We have historic earnings, we have the first official product drops of the year, and we have some rumors that sound so crazy. You might think I'm making them up. But first, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the MacBook in the room that isn't actually here yet. If you have been refreshing the Apple Store page every 5 minutes hoping to see the M5 Pro and M5 Max MacBook Pros, you are not alone. And my condolences to your refresh button. As most of you know by now, these machines are running a little late. But according to the latest reports from inside the supply chain, the wait is practically over. We are expecting them to drop alongside macOS 26.3. As for the specific timing, honestly, it could be any second now. It could be today, it could be tomorrow. So if you're watching this and they just dropped, feel free to pause the video and go empty your wallet. But here is something interesting that's already changed. If you go to the Apple website right now to buy a MacBook, the experience is totally different. It used to be that you'd pick a pre-configured model and then tweak it a bit. Now, it's full-on a la carte, just like buying an iPad. You pick your screen size first, then you decide if you want that fancy nanotexture glass, then the chip, and finally the RAM and storage. No more preset options to guide you. It's just you and your budget. And this actually ties into a massive rumor we've been hearing. There's talk that Apple might finally let us mix and match specs again, like the old Intel days. Imagine being able to pick the entry-level M5 chip to save battery, but pairing it with the maximum amount of GPU cores because you do 3D work. That would be a dream come true, right? It means you wouldn't be forced to buy a super-powered CPU just to get the graphics performance you actually need. Now, moving away from Macs for a second, let's talk about something smaller, cheaper, and arguably more useful if you lose your keys as much as I do. The second-generation AirTag is finally here. Physically, it looks pretty much the same. So don't expect a redesign that will wow your friends at a dinner party. But under the hood, it is a beast. The speaker is now 50% louder. And trust me, if you have ever tried to find your keys when they are buried deep inside a sofa cushion, you know that 50% makes a huge difference. But the killer feature? Precision finding now works from way further away. Apple says about 50% more range. And if you have an Apple Watch Series 9, Ultra 2, or anything newer, you can now get that precision finding arrow right on your wrist. This is huge because, let's be real, sometimes you lose your stuff and your phone isn't in your hand. Okay, let's talk money for a second because Apple just dropped their Q1 earnings report, and it is a fascinating roller coaster. Just a heads up, Apple's Q1 is weird. It runs from October to December. So, the good news for Tim Cook? The iPhone 17 lineup is absolutely crushing it. iPhone revenue is up 23% year over year. People really love the new Pro models. But the bad news? Mac sales dropped by 7%, which honestly makes total sense. Who's going to buy a Mac in December when we all knew the M5 was coming in January or February? We are tech fans, not suckers. But even if hardware sales are a mixed bag, Apple dropped a software bombshell that I think is the best deal in tech right now. It's called Apple Creator Studio. Think of this as Adobe Creative Cloud, but without the headache of trying to cancel it. For $12.99 a month, you get access to everything. Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Pixelmator Pro, Compressor, Motion, 10 apps in total. Let's do the math here. Before this, if you wanted Final Cut and Logic on your Mac, you were dropping $500 up front. Now, you pay $12. And if you're a student, it is $2.99 a month. That is actually insane. Plus, you get the iPad versions of these apps included. So if you're a budding YouTuber or a musician just starting out, the barrier to entry just hit the floor. David from my team just started his own channel. And instead of spending a fortune, he's just subscribing for the price of a sandwich. Speaking of software, I have to check the calendar because this next news sounds like a prank. Guess which phone just got an update? The iPhone 5S. Yes, you heard me correctly. The phone from 2013. A 13-year-old device just got iOS 12.5.8, along with the iPhone 6 and the original iPad Air. Basically, Apple needed to update a security certificate so FaceTime and iMessage would keep working. If they didn't do this, those phones would have essentially turned into bricks if you factory reset them. It's actually really cool to see a company supporting hardware that belongs in a museum. Now, from old phones to old flames. You know how Apple famously dumped Intel back in 2020 because their chips were running hotter than the sun? Well, rumor has it, they might be getting back together. According to some industry leaks, Apple is considering using Intel to manufacture some of their lower-end chips, specifically the A21 and A22, starting around 2028. Why would they do this? Well, TSMC, who currently makes all of Apple's chips, is absolutely swamped making AI chips for NVIDIA. They are too popular for their own good. This means they can't give Apple the best prices anymore. Intel, on the other hand, they are kind of desperate for business right now. It's a classic move. Use your ex to make your current partner jealous and get a better deal. It's risky, but business is business. However, not everything is good news. If you live in the UK, I have some bad news for you. The iPhone upgrade program is officially dead in your region. This was that sweet program where you paid a monthly fee, got Apple Care included, and just swapped your phone for the new one every year. It seems Apple's partnership with Barclays Bank ended, and they just decided to scrap the whole thing. It's still alive in the US, but for my British friends, you'll have to finance your iPhone Fold some other way. Did I just say iPhone Fold? Yes, I did. But wait, there's more. We aren't just hearing about a Fold anymore. We are hearing about an iPhone Flip. According to Mark Gurman, Apple is actively considering a clamshell-style phone to compete with the Samsung Z Flip and the Motorola Razr. Originally, rumors said the Flip would come before the Fold, but now it looks like the Fold is the priority. Knowing Apple, they will probably wait until 2028, release a flip phone, and act like they invented the concept of folding things. But hey, I would still buy it. And finally, for the ultimate Apple fan who has way too much money and empty space in their house, a store in Australia has started selling official Apple Store display hardware. We are talking about those acrylic MagSafe stands, the AirPods Max displays, even the demo chargers for the Apple Watch. If you have ever wanted your bedroom to look exactly like the Apple Store at the mall, this is your chance. Although, most of it is already sold out, because apparently there are a lot of people who want to live in a retail store. So, that is the state of the Apple universe as we dive into 2026. We have delays, we have zombie iPhones, and we have the return of Intel. Let me know in the comments. Would you trust an Apple chip made by Intel? Or is that a recipe for disaster? I really want to hear your takes on that. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the update and subscribe.